All my life, I waited for this moment in my life that's not going to happen. It just doesn't happen. And I think there's a lot of us that we have that moment that isn't coming. It started in my childhood. I was going to get married. I was going to have the nice little house, have the job, have the nice picket fence, raise kids, have the perfect life. But I couldn't even stay married. I couldn't find the right person to be married to because I was too busy fixing things, even when I was a younger person. That's my natural tendency. The other tendency is that I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm always looking for that new angle. And while I'm less of it today and haven't been over the 9 years, some of it is coming back. Some of it is coming back because I don't have a retirement plan, and I need to have a retirement plan. I need something steady working in my favor. So that moment isn't coming even now unless I approach what I do differently. And that's going to be a challenge for me because I need to work on that right now. And I'm not doing it that great. I'm getting better. I'm using my experiences, my knowledge that I've gained doing step studies. But man, it's a lot of work. It is a really lot of work to do this. And I stumble through things too. I have characteristics of my father who lived to be 97 years old. And throughout his life, he stumbled. He had a diagnosis for it early on, but I'm not sure that that diagnosis was a good diagnosis. Later on, the medical providers didn't pay a lot of attention to that. But my dad was clumsy. He had slurred speech, especially when he would get tired. And I happened to be blessed with those same symptoms. And they were symptoms that I had as a child, symptoms I've carried through my life, and symptoms that some of you will see in the videos that I make, because sometimes I slur my sentences and sometimes I will stumble. And so while I'd like to have everything be perfect, I'd like to be able to go out and play ball, catch a ball. That's something I've always wanted to do all my life. That's not a reality for me. And so that moment's not coming. And I realize that. But there are lots of other moments that are coming. And some of those moments are self-inflicted. A lot of those moments are self-inflicted. I set myself up so that moment's not coming. And I need to stop that. I think that we, in general, do that. And I know I'm not alone because I spent the last 9 years working with a lot of men who are struggling with a lot of things. And I see a lot of repeat patterns. And if they're doing it, I know the people that aren't in recovery, that aren't talking, I know that they have those same patterns. As a matter of fact, I'm wondering if we all have those same patterns. If we all are tripping over ourselves in pursuit of something that isn't coming, and we should be preparing for something that is coming. Life doesn't work out how you want it to work out. It works how it wants to work out. And if you play in those rules, if you stay focused, or if I stay focused on them, then maybe I won't have the same outcome that I've been having all my life. You see, I've had windfalls. And as I've said in videos before, I've had opportunity to be putting away a retirement plan that I didn't do. And now at 59, I'm looking at this And as soon as I set myself up with cash flow, which is coming very soon, I need to be taking a percentage of that and putting it away in a place that I can't touch it, that works for the rainy day, that works for the moment that I can't do what I'm doing right now. If we assume that we can keep on doing things forever, which is what I've done, I've thought I can just keep on doing it into my 70s and my 80s. I'm realizing now, as my body is slowing down and telling me that I can't do things that I did in my 30s and 40s, let alone my 20s, definitely can't do that. I realize that I'm on borrowed time for what I can do. So I need to make the best out of what I've got. I had a friend say to me, he said, we're just coming into the best years of our lives. Our 60s are our best years. We can do what we want. We prepared. And the truth is, I enjoyed my 60s in 1 year in my 30s when I had a windfall. My windfall was my retirement plan. That was stupid of me to do that. I should have never, ever planned that. And it's not that I spent it in my 30s. It's not that I started another business in my 30s. It's that I didn't chip away at it. I didn't do it one step at a time. I didn't put a little piece away the whole time. It wasn't about having a big windfall. It's about putting a little piece away. And it's about everything we do in our life is a little piece. Because the reason why that what we think is coming isn't coming is because we aren't doing the things in every little minute to prep for that big moment. We're trying to make that big moment happen, utilizing everything that we should be prepping with so that we get the windfall that probably isn't coming. I mean, it's like you're playing the lottery. And the lottery is a random number that gets generated. You're gambling. If you go to a casino and you play slot machines, those machines are based off of random numbers that are generated. There is no machines getting hot. There is no skill that goes into it. You're simply putting something in and expecting something to return that's not going to return. And if by chance you get lucky and you get that one and you take that reward that you got, which really isn't a reward, it's a curse. If you take that sum and then you try again, you're just throwing it right back at the random number generator. It's like the guys that are working the lot, that win the lottery. Somebody that doesn't have any money, but they walk in and they buy the lottery ticket, and let's say they get $500 million. The chances of that guy going broke is extraordinarily higher than a person that never had any money in the first place. It's because he's throwing money back into that random number generator, and he isn't doing what he can by taking a percentage and putting it away, and by keep on doing what he should be doing throughout his life and putting a little bit of it away. That's why what we think is going to happen isn't going to happen. And that's why when you put your focus in on building your life little pieces at a time, quit trying to find that golden egg. Find the golden egg in the little pieces that you do today. And I'm not teaching here. I'm not the expert. You don't have to listen to me. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't listen to me on how to do this because I didn't do it. You should listen to people that did do that. But the catch is, Those people are like my 5 buddies that sit and do lunch with me. They're engineers, they're finance guys. Their entire life, they've been putting that little piece away. And they still have all those things that happen that or don't happen. That life doesn't turn out how they thought it would. That thing that they think is going to happen doesn't happen. But they don't need that thing that doesn't happen to happen because they built this foundation and now they're buying second houses. Now they're traveling. Now they're working a few hours a week because they want to. Or maybe they just are retiring and they're going and enjoying their life, doing all the stuff that I've been kind of doing my life in the moment that has taken away from me being able to retire in my 60s and live my life the way I should live it or the way I thought was going to happen. That's not going to happen. Now, does that mean that my life is miserable? No, it's not, because it's actually the pursuit of. It's putting that little piece away. It's watching it grow. It's getting that number so you know where you're at, so you can see where you're at. And there's a lot of joy to be able to look in the moment and to see where you are in that moment, to be able to measure, to see how you're growing. And that also puts you in a perfect position so that when that thing that you think is going to happen doesn't happen, you're prepared and you have this nest egg so that you can make adjustments. And the fact that that thing didn't happen doesn't impact you in the same way it impacts me. Because when that thing doesn't happen for me, that's everything. And for them, it's like, okay, well, it didn't happen. No big deal. I'll just do this instead. And they enjoy their life. They're having fun. They're having peace and serenity in their life. Now, here's the thing. There are lots of people who are in their late 50s and in their 60s that can realize this and can turn around and start building and start making sense of all this and put themselves in a place where that random number generator becomes less of an impact. The things that don't happen that they expect to happen are less of an impact because now they're setting themselves up and they're getting themselves in place. And while we don't have the luxury to go off and get a job that works to pay into what we needed to do, we do have a lot of experience and wisdom that we can use to come in and create new opportunities for ourselves. But we need to treat it in a different way than we've treated it all of our lives up until this point. This is how we change that. And I need to change that. I need to do it with you. I need to learn how to behave like I'm a person preparing for my future, not living for now. Everything needs to be measured, even the little stuff, and most importantly, the little stuff, because that little stuff is the key, is the foundation to making it work, to making it land. That's how we do it one day better. That's how we do it one day better.